Hey yo, it's Brian here. Today talking about the San Francisco 49ers. As always, talking about free agency for the 49ers and looking at players that we should keep / re-sign for the 49ers in 2020. This should be interesting. There's a lot of players that I would love to re-sign. To be honest with you, I would love to re-sign everybody that's on this free agent list, but unfortunately, we probably can't do that. Somebody's going to have to walk some way, shape, or form. So we're going to try our best to keep the players that are super, super important for this team that have done very well in 2019. Hopefully they can bring us goodness in 2020. Leading us to a Super Bowl title in 55. So, yep, going to be talked about this. Should be an interesting one. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. Before I get the video started, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out a lot. Click that bell notification to get notified of future videos. Share the channel. Share this content with fellow Niner faithfuls. And, yeah, let's get this busy video started. 49ers free agency. Who should we re-sign for this 2020 offseason? Number 3. Defensive lineman Arik Armstead. This is a very interesting case just because of the fact we all know what he did in 2019. He led the 49ers in sacks. He was amazing in the pass rush. That was the big improvement for him in 2019. He was good against the run for the past couple of years, but in 2019 he really hit his stride in terms of the pass rush. But the big question for me and a lot of you guys in San Francisco is this just a one-year wonder thing? Is he really this good, or is it just a one-year thing just because it was a contract year? That's a big question that the 49ers have to answer if you're John Lynch and Robert Saleh. For me personally, I think this is a pretty good thing that Arik Armstead did a great job because of the fact I think for the most part the team's going to be intact for the defensive linemen. You look at DeForest Buckner, Nick Bosa, D4. They're not going anywhere in 2020, so I expect them to have another great season in San Francisco. But a lot of things you have to answer as well. What about the other guys like Emmanuel Sanders, Ronald Blair, Jimmy Ward? Those guys, they are a vital part of our defense and offense as well for the roster. Is Arik Armstead worth the big money that they might have to pay him? That's a big question that Lynch and Prague have to answer if you're looking at this deal. But for me personally, if the price is right, if he's not asking for a ridiculous amount of money to the point where the cap money, there's none in the cap, then I would let him walk. But if the price is right, if he's willing to take a little mini pay cut if he wants to keep this team intact, then definitely I would re-sign him to a long-term deal. The worst case scenario is probably a franchise tag. I would definitely not franchise tag him. There's just not an option for me in my opinion unless they have a lot of money for that. But that's going to be quite a bit right there. Armstead, he's a big priority, but at the same time, we do have other positions of need as well. Defensive lineman's really good. He's a big part of our defensive line. The big question for me definitely is, can he sustain the success if he does re-sign to a long-term deal for the 49ers? Some things to think about, but for me personally, I would definitely re-sign him if everything goes right. Kwon, Alexander, Weston, Richburg, they have given us a little bit of help by cutting their pays a little bit in 2020 to give a little bit of cap space. I expect maybe Jimmy Garoppolo, maybe D Ford to do the same thing. That would make it even more helpful, but it's up to them if they want to do that. But yeah, Armstead, interesting case, but for me personally, I would definitely re-sign him if the price is right. San Francisco, try your best, I guess. Lynch and Prague, of all the executives in the league, they can definitely do that. Number 2, wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders. Some of you guys are wondering, why are we going to re-sign a 33-year-old wide receiver? He's old. He might be a little bit washed up next year. I don't know, but for me personally in San Francisco, he is perfect for the 49ers. He adds a quote-unquote swag. I hate to use that word, but he adds that to the team. He's a leader. He's a great player still. I mean, I think he still has like 2 or 3 very, very good productive wide receivers years left with the 49ers or anywhere he goes. Him and Jimmy Garoppolo, they have a lot of chemistry together. They were fantastic all year long, and if he's able to stay with the 49ers in 2020, I think it'll be even better for everyone in San Francisco, especially the offense. George Kittle would definitely love that, to have a little bit of pressure off of him. Just having Sanders' presence alone, his leadership, everything like that, he's a big part of this offense. I know they had that goof up between Garoppolo and Sanders with that big bomb touchdown that would have been against the Kansas City Chiefs. But other than that, you look at the whole year, it was fantastic. He was a big reason why our offense just gelled in the middle of the season. After the Panthers game, the offense got way, way better. When the defense was down, when Jimmy Garoppolo had to make plays in the second half, Emmanuel Sanders was a big reason why Garoppolo was able to do that. Without him, we would be struggling definitely, and we saw early on without him before the trade, we struggled big time. So definitely Sanders, he's a big part of our offense, and I'd love to have him back. But if the 49ers think he's a little bit too much, or they think he's a little bit over because they know football more than us, then I guess you gotta let him walk. But for me personally, just looking at him, looking at the way he plays, looking at the way he's motivated, leadership, I would definitely love to re-sign him definitely to maybe a 1 or 2 year deal. Sanders, a big priority. Hopefully the 49ers, they can get it done. But as I said, Lynch and Prague, they're very good at contracts. All right, some honorable mentions definitely for me. I would love to re-sign everybody as much as possible, but if I had to pick a couple of guys in particular for this list, I would put Sheldon Day and Ronald Blair. Those 2 guys, they've been amazing for our defensive line rotation. They are great. when the starters are needing a little bit of rest or when they're out because of an injury, what have you. I think these guys, they stepped up and they have been awesome for us in San Francisco. So those two guys in particular, I would make them priority in terms of the whole free agency list of my videos. So top 3 plus these two, they are big priorities in my opinion. Blair and Day, they've been great for us in San Francisco. Defensive linemen, I love to keep them. Number 1, the biggest guy that we should re-sign in San Francisco in 2020 is defensive back Jimmy Ward. Wow, I cannot believe I'm saying that. For the past couple of years, I've been saying cut this guy, cut this guy. He hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been producing anything too crazy. He's shown a little bit of flashes, but he hasn't been showing anything to the fact where, oh my gosh, he should be the starter. But wow, 2019, he was a big difference maker in San Francisco. I cannot believe that. That is just awesome. I think him being fully healthy with the defense being even better up front with the defensive line and linebacking core, he's been able to flourish along with his high school teammate Jaquaski Tart. It's been a great year for him in the whole San Francisco area, and hopefully the 49ers, they do re-sign him. We do need some continuity within the defensive back positions. We're having a little bit of question marks after the Super Bowl, but for the most part, Ward, he's been amazing for us, and I believe he could be sustainable for the next couple of years. He's only 28 years old. He's not like he's 32 and getting up there in age, but he's only 28, and you can probably re-sign him to a 3 or 4 year deal depending on what they want. But for me, Jimmy Ward, he needs to solidify our backfield, and he definitely will do that. He has stated that he only wants to be a safety, and why not put him a safety? I think cornerback's more of a need than a safety position because Tart and Ward, when those two are healthy together, they can make special things happen. But if they do want to do anything crazy with him, that they want to let him walk or anything like that, maybe because of health issues or what have you. But for the most part, you look at his productivity, his flashes from years before, and him being fully healthy with a great defense, he's been able to do well for the 49ers. So Jimmy Ward, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you should keep him definitely for the 49ers in 2020. That is it, guys. Free agency, a lot of guys that I would love to keep, but narrowed it down to only 3 people, and hope you guys do agree with me. If not, then please disagree with me in the comments below. If you guys like this, please like and subscribe. That's going to definitely help me out. I'll be catching you guys up tomorrow on a Thursday when I talk about free agency on the outside and players who we should sign if they do go on the outside in free agency. I'll see y'all then. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Go Niners all day. Hot boys.